growing up in my faith, growing up, I was a cradle Catholic, so I was born Catholic and everything. My parents made me go to youth group, or they made me go to CCD ever since I was in kindergarten. And they made me go to Mass every Sunday. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, it was just the bare minimum. Like, they never really emphasized being active in my faith. So like, they really weren't pushing my faith or anything like that. So I have an older brother named Sean, and he's a really good golfer, and I really look up to him. And like, I try to have the same views as him. You know, he's a really good golfer, really smart. Right now he's at Gonzaga University on a full ride for golf. So I've always tried to be like him in every way. You know, with grades, with golf. You know, we have the same views. Everything he likes to fish, I like to fish. I try to be like him in pretty much every way possible. And so our view on church was just to do what my parents said and to get out of it any way we could. So, for instance, on Sundays when we were supposed to go to Mass, me and my brother would go up to the golf course and play 9 holes, and then we just tell our parents, oh yeah, we won. Not really, but, and also for a youth group, I would go to youth group, but I just end up walking around sometimes because I really didn't feel like going. And so, yeah, so my faith was important to me, and my brother, you know, that's how my brother thought too. So, I mean, I was obviously want to be like him. I'm also a golfer, in case you guys didn't know that. And shocker, right? But yeah, so golf takes up a lot of my time. And so, I mean, like every little thing that I would go through in my life, I would just turn to golf. If I was happy, I'd turn to golf. I'd go play golf. If I was upset about something, I'd just drown it out and I'd escape to golf. And so that was pretty much, it was what I did every day anyways. But I mean, like, I just found myself just constantly going to golf instead of going to other people or going to other things. So yeah, another big reason why I was really active in my faith was because I really didn't know that many people who were Catholic or who were active in their faith. But yeah, and when my friends would talk about, I have a lot of atheist friends on my golf team and Baptists, and when they bring up things about the Catholic faith or just teachings on church or God is real and things like that, I just kind of ignore it because I really didn't care. So finally the time for confirmation came around, and I was really excited because I knew that once I got confirmed, I would never have to come to youth group ever again. Because when my brother went through this process, pretty much right after he went to the retreat, he never came back here. So I was thinking that same thing, but I was just thinking, if I can just get through the confirmation retreat and get confirmed, I'm like a month away from never having to do any of this stuff again. I can get up to golf course practicing or doing something like that. So the confirmation came around, and like I said, it didn't really matter to me. Like, my faith wasn't important to me. So I would go to the classes on Tuesday night, just kind of sit in the back, just kind of keep to myself, just trying to get through it. And you know, the day came around for the our confirmation saints to be due and everything like that. I just picked my middle name because my middle name is Joseph. So I just picked St. Joseph. And that night that the confirmation, like, you were supposed to have your report due, I wrote it in 10 minutes, and I just copied and pasted it from some website I found. I didn't care at all. I was just like, just gotta get through this process. And so eventually the confirmation retreat came around. And for that, just like with the confirmation, just like with my confirmation thing, I was really lazy on that. I showed up 30 minutes late because I completely forgot about it. Like, my mom was trying to call me for like 30 minutes, like, where are you? You know, you have to go to this retreat and everything like that. And eventually when I looked down at my phone, I was like, I was out in the middle of the golf course. It's like, oh shoot, I gotta go to this thing. So my mom rushed me over here. She threw some clothes in the bag, gave me a blanket and a pillow, and just set me here. And so like I said, I really didn't know anybody, so I kind of kept to myself, wishing, I was at the golf course. And so, we left here like 10 minutes after I got here. And so we got to the place in Denton, and we played a few games, and then afterwards, Gabe said something along the lines of, I don't care if you want to be here or not. If you open your heart this much, I promise you'll get something out of the retreat. And so I figured I had nothing to lose. I'm going to be here for 2 days anyways. I'll try in some way. So, I started to open up more and more as the time went on, and then it kind of got to the special time, as I like to call it. For you people who've been confirmed, you know what I'm talking about. And God hit me like a wrecking ball. God really called me back, and He called me to be active in my faith. And so everything changed. That was really what lit the fire inside me. After that, I started, my priorities changed a little bit. I wasn't always putting golf before everything now. I was finally putting God where He was supposed to be, which was at the center of my life. And also, like I said, I really looked up to my brother and everything like that, but I also realized that it was okay for me to be different from him, that I didn't have to be like him in every way, and I could be my own person. Sure, it's nice to be able to do some of the same things as my brother and to like some of the same things, but I could also be myself in that same way. And I also learned, turning to golf and everything like that with all my problems, I was just trying to escape, and I really need to face those problems and trust in God's will. And so I decided to come back to SNL for my junior year. I didn't quit like I originally thought I was going to. I started going to CIA, but that was pretty much it. I just come to this, I knew God was calling me back, but I really wasn't sure what exactly He was calling me to do. So one night, we didn't have SNL or CIA for some reason. And so some of the CIA decided to go over to Rosa's, and we were going to just go out to dinner together. And I think I knew 2 people in CIA who I actually talked with, and so those 2 people weren't there. So I was like, okay, well this is kind of awkward, so I kind of kept to myself, and then Randall came up to me, guy's in charge of CIA, and he was just like, hey, you should go to this Lock-In for Life. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go, and he was, trying to make small talk and everything like that. So I was just like, yeah, I'll go, there's no way in heck I've been anywhere close to that place. And so, I think later that week, the day came around where it was the deadline, and Gabe posted something on there, and then sure enough, you see Randall post something in there, hashtag peer pressure, and then tags me in it. So that's fantastic. So I was like, you know what, I have nothing going on that night, so I might as well go, what the heck. And so I decided to go, and, once again, the 2 people who I knew in CIA, they weren't there at this retreat. So I didn't, I was just kind of sitting there by myself. And then I met a kid named Brendan O'Malley. I'm not sure if you guys know him. And so, we, really clicked, because he's, really like sports and everything like that. So we beat up on some kids in basketball. And we became friends. And then, so, that was kind of the start of me being active outside of just going to youth group and everything like that. And I went to the March for Life later on. I started helping out with more church-related activities. I started going and playing softball. I played softball last year. I helped out with the Live. I went to Youth 2000. And, the more and more of these retreats and religious events I went to, I started to meet and become friends with a lot more people. And I started to realize that these people also were trying to live out this call to holiness, like I felt God was calling me to do. And, soon enough, going to these retreats and everything like that, yeah, it was nice. But then afterwards, these same people, we started hanging out outside. So, for instance, we'd go play Frisbee before, or go do something, go bowling or something like that, for solemn vespers or something like that, or go out to dinner and things like that. And eventually these people became some of my best friends. And I realized, that unlike some of my friends at school, these people were, they kindled my fire, and they also felt that call to holiness. So they were also trying to live it out to their best abilities. And by doing that, they kept me in it, because I know at times I've gone through some tough moments. Everybody does. And these people were really there to keep me going. And so I'm just really, really, really blessed to have some of these people in my life. And I mean, now that I'm graduating, I look back and I really wish I would have been involved sooner. Because like some of these kids, some of these people who I've gotten to know, and some of the activities, I really wish I would have started sooner, and I really wish this would happen sooner. But now that I'm heading off to college, I know that everything has to come to an end. And so I'm looking at attending University of St. Thomas next year for golf. And I'm hoping they have a good campus ministry. So I'm going to stay involved with my faith and hopefully be able to continue growing my faith and everything like that. Thank you.